It's good to think, given our self-assumed status at the top of the tree of life, that we are unique. Well, we're certainly special by some definitions of the word, but we're not actually that different from several other, now extinct human species. In many ways, we owe our existence to those of our ancestors. Without them, we may have remained hiding in the trees like our old chimp-like ancestors. So, join us as we explore the 15 most mysterious extinct human species that once walked the earth alongside us, left barely a trace, and yet changed the course of history forever. Number 15. Homo erectus. Homo erectus, labeled the Wanderer, appeared nearly 2 million years ago and marked a major evolutionary step forward. Unlike earlier ancestors, they weren't confined to Africa. They were the first human species to expand into Eurasia, earning their reputation as pioneers. Their body shape more closely mirrored modern humans, with long legs, shorter arms, and a frame suited for walking long distances and running efficiently. This build was crucial for thriving outside lush African ecosystems and surviving across varied terrain. But their movement wasn't just physical, it was intellectual too. Homo erectus developed the Acheulean tool industry, which included hand axes and cleavers far more refined than earlier Oldowan tools. Their brain size, averaging 900 cubic centimeters, dwarfed that of Homo habilis, indicating improved social and strategic thinking. Their diet expanded as well. They were capable hunters and gatherers. This fusion of mobility, innovation, and adaptability helped Homo erectus endure for hundreds of thousands of years. Number 14. The Hobbit. Homo floresiensis, nicknamed the Hobbit due to its size, is one of the most baffling finds in paleoanthropology. Discovered in 2003 inside the Liang Bua cave on Indonesia's Flores Island, these miniature humans defy expectations. They lived as recently as 50,000 years ago, overlapping with Homo sapiens. Adults stood around 3.5 feet tall and had brain volumes near 400 cubic centimeters, close to a chimpanzee's. Yet their tools, evidence of hunting and fire usage, reveal cognitive abilities far beyond what that brain size would suggest. The origin of floresiensis is still debated. Some argue they descended from erectus and shrank through island dwarfism, a well-documented process where isolated species become smaller due to limited resources. Others think they might stem from an even more archaic lineage. Their diminutive form, survival skills, and remote location raise deeper questions about the range of human variation. Did they cross paths with modern humans? That mystery is still a mystery. Number 13. Homo heidelbergensis. Well, Homo heidelbergensis, often dubbed the ancestral link, lived roughly between 600,000 and 200,000 years ago. They stand as a vital chapter in human ancestry, widely believed to be the common forebear of both Neanderthals and modern humans. They serve as the evolutionary bridge connecting earlier hominins with more advanced species. It was first discovered near Heidelberg, and strangely, Homo heidelbergensis exhibited traits that set it apart. Their bodies were tall and sturdy, with prominent brow ridges and a brain capacity averaging around 1,200 cubic centimeters, much larger than predecessors. They showed signs of complex thinking. Their technological leap was evident. They crafted wooden spears, still the oldest ever found, and hunted large prey, indicating group planning and cooperation. Some evidence also suggests they built simple shelters, pointing to the rise of early community structures. They likely controlled fire as well, a game-changing skill for warmth, defense, and cooking. Altogether, Homo heidelbergensis helped shape the evolutionary groundwork for what came next. Number 12. The recent enigma. The Red Deer Cave people remain one of the most fascinating evolutionary riddles of recent times. Their remains, found in China's Red Deer and Long Lin caves, date from 14,000 to as recent as 11,000 years ago, shockingly close to modern times. Their skeletal traits blur the lines between archaic and modern humans. While their skulls had thick bones and prominent brow ridges resembling earlier hominins, parts of their brain case looked surprisingly modern. This mix challenges the idea that Homo sapiens had completely replaced other human species by then. Their survival may have been tied to adaptability. The caves where they lived show evidence of cooking large game, especially red deer, hence the name. Whether they were a late surviving lineage of an ancient species, a regional variant of Homo sapiens, or something entirely separate is still under debate. Their coexistence with modern humans opens up possibilities about ancient contact, cultural exchange, or long-forgotten migrations in East Asia. Number 11. The Star of the Underground. Homo naledi was discovered back in 2013 within South Africa's Rising Star cave system, and it is a striking addition to our evolutionary family. Recovered from a chamber accessible only by crawling through a tight shaft, the remains included over 1,500 bones belonging to at least 15 individuals, from infants to elders. These fossils date between 236,000 and 335,000 years ago. Homo naledi stood around 4.5 to 5 feet tall and showed an unusual combination of traits. A skull similar to earlier hominins, but hands, feet, and legs remarkably close to modern humans. What makes their story even more compelling is how and where they were found. The Dinaledi chamber appears to have been a burial site. If deliberate, it suggests that Homo naledi practiced a basic form of mortuary behavior, something once thought unique to Homo sapiens. Their existence during the same period as early modern humans raises questions about how many different hominin species were living, thinking, and evolving at once. It's brain-blowing, isn't it? Number 10. The Handyman. Homo habilis, aka the Handyman, signaled a vital shift in the timeline of human evolution. Found in the 1960s by Lewis and Mary Leakey in Tanzania's Olduvai Gorge, this early hominin dated from about 2.4 to 1.4 million years ago. Unlike their more ape-like ancestors, habilis displayed an unusual blend of traits. Their long arms were ideal for climbing, but their hands were well suited for gripping with precision, making them capable toolmakers. This marked a turning point. It was the first recorded instance of human-made tools, simple yet transformative. The Oldowan stone tools were mainly used for cutting meat and scraping surfaces. Their average brain size of around 610 cubic centimeters was significantly larger than earlier species, hinting at cognitive advancement. Their dietary shift toward meat may have fueled this sudden growth. They lived alongside other hominins like Paranthropus in a constantly changing environment where survival meant adapting to predators, shifting climates, and dwindling resources. Number 9. The controversial one. Homo rudolfensis, sometimes called the controversial one, continues to stir debate among paleoanthropologists. Discovered near Lake Turkana, formerly Lake Rudolph in Kenya in 1972, this species is dated to around 1.9 million years ago. What makes Homo rudolfensis so difficult to place is the skull known as KNMER 1470. It revealed features that don't fit cleanly into any established category. The face is flatter, the brain case is larger, and the molars are broader compared to Homo habilis, which lived during the same time. These distinctions led many to believe this was a separate species altogether. Yet the number of fossils remains limited, leaving much about their behavior, diet, and lifestyle uncertain. Some experts believe Homo rudolfensis could be an early branch of the Homo genus, possibly ancestral to later forms. Others argue the traits seen may fall within the natural variation of early hominins. Until more remains surface, Homo rudolfensis will remain one of evolution's open-ended debates. Number 8. Homo luzonensis. Homo luzonensis is a rare species that was introduced in 2019, and this one added a new layer to the human origin puzzle. Found in Calao Cave on the Philippine island of Luzon, their fossils, teeth, and bone fragments dated between 50,000 and 67,000 years ago. Their presence in Southeast Asia complicates old models of hominin movement. What's striking is their strange mix of features. They had small teeth, like those of modern humans, but their fingers and toes resembled those of much older hominins, including Australopithecus. This peculiar blend hints at isolated evolution in a remote setting. Luzon has remained cut off from the mainland for millions of years, raising questions about how it arrived. Were they skilled enough to cross waters, or simply stranded by nature? Their foot bones hint at strong climbing ability, suggesting they adapted well to the forested terrain. The physical and geographic traits of Homo luzonensis highlight the adaptability of human ancestors and how evolution followed its own unexpected tracks. Number 7. The pioneer of Europe. Homo antecessor stands among the earliest known human species on the continent. Found in Spain's Grandolina Cave at Atapuerca, their fossils date back between 800,000 and 1 million years. Physically, they exhibited a mixture of primitive and modern characteristics. Their build was robust, with a face displaying traits seen in both Homo erectus and later species. Notably, their teeth displayed unique patterns that separated them from other hominins, suggesting a distinct evolutionary path. But what makes them even more debated is the context of their discovery. Alongside animal bones were human remains with cut marks, suggesting possibly cannibalistic practices. Whether ritualistic or survival-driven, this behavior remains controversial. Some experts propose Homo antecessor was the last common ancestor of both Neanderthals and modern humans. Others view them as a distinct, now extinct offshoot. Their presence in early Europe reshaped ideas about migration and the complex journey of early human expansion. Number 6. The Dragon Man. Homo longi, often called Dragon Man due to the Harbin cranium discovered near China's Dragon River, is a recent and major addition to the human family tree. First described in 2021, this remarkably preserved skull is believed to be at least 146,000 years old, placing it in the Middle Pleistocene era. What sets Homo longi apart is its size and features: an enormous brain case, broad face, and large eye sockets, but lacking a pronounced chin. These characteristics point to a robust species possibly suited for colder climates. Some researchers suggest Homo longi may be among the closest relatives of Homo sapiens, possibly even linked to the mysterious Denisovans. The geographic and temporal overlap with known human species hints at complex interaction zones in ancient Eurasia. The Harbin skull has already begun to challenge long-held beliefs that Homo sapiens' closest cousins were confined to Europe or Western Asia, pushing the boundaries of what we know about human evolution. Number 5. The mysterious Siberians. The Denisovans were a cryptic ancient human species that emerged into scientific view with the 2010 discovery of a finger bone and a few teeth in Siberia's Denisova cave. Despite the limited fossils, their unique genetic footprint unveiled a powerful story. They lived roughly between 200,000 and 50,000 years ago, overlapping with both Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. Genetic testing revealed that Denisovans shared a common ancestor with Neanderthals, but formed a separate lineage. Their DNA persists today, especially among people in Asia and Oceania. One specific gene, passed from Denisovans to modern Tibetans, improves adaptation to high-altitude, low-oxygen environments. Though little is known about their material culture, the discovery of a polished greenstone bracelet with signs of intricate workmanship implies advanced tool use. Denisovans also interbred with both humans and Neanderthals, suggesting they played a key role in the tangled web of early human evolution. Their elusive presence challenges the traditional view of clear-cut human branches in the evolutionary tree. Number 4. The recent ancestor. Homo helmei, or the recent ancestor, represents a lesser-known but significant transitional stage in human evolution. This term was originally used to classify a set of African fossils that appeared to bridge the divide between archaic hominins and modern Homo sapiens. Dated between 300,000 and 200,000 years ago, these remains reveal a compelling mix of traits. They featured a brain case similar in size to ours, but retained older features in the skull and jaw. That blend suggests they were on the threshold of modern humanity. What adds to their importance is the timing. They existed right as key Homo sapiens traits were taking form. Their African origin places them at the epicenter of modern human development. While their exact role in our lineage is debated, they offer insight into how gradual and complex this transition really was. Whether a regional variation or a direct ancestor, helmei remains a vital part of the evolutionary story. Number 3. The Broken Hill Skull. Homo rhodesiensis, known primarily from the Broken Hill skull found in 1921 in present-day Zambia, represents a mysterious yet crucial phase in human evolution. Dated between 300,000 and 125,000 years ago, this hominin shows a compelling mix of features. The skull itself is striking. Heavy brow ridges, a large face, and a broad cranial vault reminiscent of Neanderthals, yet with some traits resembling modern humans. The rounded cranium hints at evolutionary transitions underway. With an estimated brain size of around 1,300 cubic centimeters, their cognitive capacity was clearly advanced. They lived during a time of major climatic changes in Africa, likely shaping their behavior and adaptability. Evidence of stone tools and large mammal hunting suggests strategic planning and community coordination. Their physical structure was built for strength and endurance. Some researchers argue they evolved from Homo heidelbergensis, while others believe they could be a direct African ancestor to Homo sapiens. Their exact place in the human lineage is still under debate. Now, let's head over to Number 2. The Misunderstood Cousins. Neanderthals, our closest extinct relatives, lived from about 400,000 to 40,000 years ago, mostly across Europe and Southwest Asia. For decades, they were mischaracterized as primitive brutes, but ongoing discoveries paint a more complex portrait. Neanderthals had compact, powerful builds well adapted for Ice Age climates. Their strength was apparent, yet it's their intellect that sparked serious re-evaluation. With brain sizes comparable to modern humans, they possessed strong cognitive skills. Their culture wasn't basic. They created Mousterian tools and sophisticated hunting strategies that required teamwork and planning. They also used pigments, perhaps for body decoration or symbolic art, indicating creative expression. Neanderthals buried their dead, which some interpret as early ritual behavior or even belief systems. Interbreeding with early Homo sapiens left a genetic mark. Many people today still carry Neanderthal DNA. This suggests their interactions with modern humans weren't just hostile or territorial. They were likely multifaceted, possibly even social. Now let's end this with Number 1. The Unknown Others. The story of human evolution doesn't end with the species we've identified. There are still the unknown others, possible human relatives yet to be named, understood, or even discovered. Across Africa, Asia, and Europe, archaeologists continue finding isolated teeth, odd skull fragments, and mysterious tool sets that don't quite match known species. These scattered clues suggest a past far more diverse than we imagine. Advances in genetics, especially ancient DNA analysis, have already revealed species like the Denisovans from just a finger bone. This hints at what could be waiting in other unexamined fossils. These unidentified groups may have influenced modern human genetics, shaped migration paths, or left cultural footprints we've only begun to recognize. Every excavation, every fragment could belong to a new branch on our family tree. And with each discovery, the line between us and them becomes less defined. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.